two. It stays here with Indiana. Clark, a deep one. You bet! A Brooklyn logo bomb from Caitlin Clark.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of the WNBA or just love a good sports story, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into a topic that's been making waves across the basketball world. The WNBA's massive ratings drop while their superstar, Caitlin Clark, remains sidelined with an injury. The league's owners have finally started speaking out. And let me tell you, the numbers are staggering, the reactions are intense, and the implications for the future of women's basketball are huge. So grab a snack, settle in, and let's break it all down. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the world of sports.
Clark has space, he's gonna let it fly, and she's gonna connect! Oh, Caitlin Clark!
Let's start with the headline that's got everyone talking. WNBA television ratings have plummeted by a jaw-dropping 55% since Caitlin Clark suffered a left quad strain on May 24th, 2025. That's right, more than half the league's audience has vanished in just a matter of weeks. According to Nielsen data reported by USA Today, nationally televised WNBA games were averaging 1.81 million viewers before Clark's injury. Now, that number's down to just 847,000. For Indiana Fever games specifically, the drop is just as brutal, 53% from 1.81 million to 847,000 viewers. These aren't just numbers, they're a wake-up call for the league, and the owners are starting to feel the heat.
Shanna defense by the Sparks fans. 6 on the shot clock. Clark, a deep three! Oop, that is! She missed her first 7!
Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's second-year sensation and the reigning Rookie of the Year, has been out for 5 straight games, and the impact is undeniable. Before her injury, she was lighting up the court, averaging 19 points, 9.3 assists, and 6 rebounds per game, including a triple-double in the season opener. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon, a ratings magnet who's been drawing crowds and eyeballs like no one else in the WNBA. But with her sidelined, the league is facing a harsh reality. Their recent surge in popularity might be more about one player than the sport itself. And that's a problem. So, what are the WNBA owners saying about this? Well, for the most part, they've been tight-lipped, but a few have started to break their silence, and the tone is one of concern mixed with urgency. One team owner, who chose to remain anonymous, was quoted in a recent Sports Illustrated article saying, "We knew Caitlin was a big draw, but nobody expected the floor to fall out like this. We've got to figure out how to keep fans engaged without relying on one person." Another owner, speaking to Yahoo Sports, admitted, "The numbers are a gut punch. We've been riding this wave of excitement, but it's clear we haven't built the foundation we thought we had." These comments point to a growing realization. The WNBA's success can't hinge on a single player, no matter how talented. The fans, on the other hand, are not holding back. Social media, especially X, has been buzzing with reactions, and they're not pulling punches. One user posted, "What? I was assured that Angel Reese was the real draw. Could it have actually been Caitlin?" Another wrote, "The Caitlin Clark effect is real. People trying to downplay her impact are just hating." There's even some sarcasm floating around, with one fan saying, "You're not supposed to say that out loud. You must hate women if you point out the obvious." The sentiment is clear. Fans believe Clark's absence has exposed just how much she drives the league's popularity. Some are even accusing the WNBA and its media partners of mishandling Clark's stardom, with analyst Rachel Demita suggesting that certain fans are boycotting games because they're upset with how the league has treated Clark and her supporters. Let's talk about that boycott theory for a second. Demita, speaking on a recent podcast, pointed out that the ratings drop isn't just about Clark being injured, it's also about how the league has marketed her. She said, "A lot of people stopped watching because they're boycotting the WNBA. They don't want to give viewership to any other teams or players because of how the media and the league itself have handled Caitlin Clark." This is a bold claim, and it's sparking a lot of debate. Some fans feel the WNBA has tried to downplay Clark's role to avoid making it seem like the league's success is tied to one person. But now, with the ratings collapse, that strategy, if it even exists, seems to have backfired. To understand why this is happening, let's look at the bigger picture. The WNBA has been enjoying a surge in popularity over the past couple of years, with packed arenas, skyrocketing merchandise sales, and record-breaking TV audiences. A lot of that has been attributed to Clark, whose college career at Iowa made her a household name before she even stepped foot in the pros. She brought casual fans to the WNBA, people who might not have watched women's basketball otherwise. But when she got injured, those casual fans didn't stick around. They didn't tune in to watch other stars like Aja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, or Angel Reese. Instead, they changed the channel. And that's the problem the owners are grappling with. How do you turn casual viewers into die-hard fans of the sport? Not just one player. The numbers tell a stark story. Take the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game on June 10th, 2025, which Clark missed. It drew 1.92 million viewers on CBS, making it the third most watched game of the season. Sounds decent, right? But compare that to the Fever versus Sky opener, which had Clark playing and pulled in 2.7 million viewers on ABC. That's a significant drop. Even more telling, the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis saw a 36% dip in ratings compared to last year, and ticket prices plummeted from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Clark wouldn't play. Former NBA All-Star Jeff Teague summed it up bluntly. There go the views. Ouch. It's not just about TV ratings either. Attendance is taking a hit. Arenas that were selling out when Clark was playing are now seeing empty seats. Ticket prices for some games have dropped to as low as $3. Yes, you heard that right, $3. The league was projected to cross $1 billion in revenue this year, largely thanks to Clark's star power, but now that momentum is stalling. And it's not just Clark's absence causing trouble. The injury to another rookie star, Paige Bueckers, around the same time has made things even worse, stripping the league of two of its biggest young names. Adding competition from the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Final, and French Open, and you've got a perfect storm that's left the WNBA struggling to keep eyes on the court. So, what's the league doing about it? For now, the focus is on getting Clark back on the court. Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White has said they're being cautious with Clark's recovery, making sure she's 100% before she returns. There's some good news here. Clark has started ramping up her basketball activities and could be back as early as June 14th for a high-profile matchup against the New York Liberty. That game is already generating buzz, with fans and analysts predicting a rating spike if Clark plays. But the bigger question is what happens after that. Will those viewers stick around, or will they disappear again the next time Clark sits out? The owners know they can't just rely on Clark's return to fix everything. They're starting to talk about long-term strategies to build a more sustainable fan base. One idea floating around is to focus more on team rivalries and compelling storylines, like the classic NBA rivalries of the 80s and 90s. Think Celtics versus Lakers, but for the WNBA. Another approach is to invest in marketing other players more aggressively. Stars like Angel Reese and Aja Wilson have their own followings, but the league needs to figure out how to make them must-watch TV for casual fans. There's also talk of tweaking the schedule to avoid clashing with other major sports events, though that's easier said than done, but let's be real. None of this is going to be easy. The WNBA's reliance on Clark has exposed a vulnerability that's hard to ignore. If one player's injury can cut your audience in half, you've got a structural problem. The owners are waking up to that reality, and they're under pressure to act fast. Television networks and sponsors who were thrilled about the WNBA's growth are now looking at these numbers and rethinking their investments. If the league can't show it can recover and sustain its audience, those big money deals could start to dry up. What does this mean for the future of the WNBA? Well, it's a crossroads. The league has a chance to learn from this and build a stronger foundation, but it's going to take some serious work. They need to diversify their star power, create more engaging narratives, and find ways to hook those casual fans who came for Clark but didn't stay. It's not just about one player, it's about proving that women's basketball can stand on its own, with or without its biggest star. So, what do you think? Is the WNBA too dependent on Caitlin Clark, or is this just a temporary blip? Should the league be doing more to promote other players, or is Clark's star power a gift they should lean into? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give us a like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow basketball fans. We'll keep you updated on Clark's return and what it means for the WNBA's future. Until next time, stay in the game, and I'll see you in the next video.